Tyranny is rising in the White House, and a man has declared himself our king. So I would like to know, rather, the people would like to know what you, congressmen, and your fellow congressmen are going to do to rein in the megalomaniac in the White House.
I like how he's just smiling and laughing because he already understands what this is. But we're going to get into it in a second. Think about it. Before we even get to him, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I just released a video a couple days ago that's absolutely insightful. Also, teach Henley 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. And then last but not least, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Think about it like this. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, that is a Trump supporter that voted for Trump. And this is how you know either A, it's plants, or B, you are already in enemy territory, and that even though you may be in a place that may be overwhelmingly going over the conservative, you are experiencing people that already voted blue, and they want an excuse to be able to complain. So they're not complaining about audits. They're not complaining about all of the fraud and the waste or anything like that. They're talking about ad hominem attacks. People that become a megalomaniac. That's what you're experiencing. So me seeing him, and this is me watching this for the first time. I'm reacting to it for the first time. I'm watching it in real time as I record this video. Him smiling and laughing is actually more reflective of what it is that he knows that he's dealing with versus people that are in a place that flip red, which is Georgia. But Roswell, I believe that Roswell is still a overwhelmingly Democratic or Democrat city. That is what he's dealing with. But the media is going to spin it a certain type of way. But I want to see what his answer is.
I'm not going to give you my best foghorn leghorn response to that. But what I was, you can go ahead and sit down. Thank you. When you talk about tyranny, when you talk about presidential power, I remember having the same discussion with Republicans when Biden was elected. The funny thing is, you're sitting here and a lot of you would probably say those January 6s who are yelling just as loud as you, who are upset just like you.
These are raging liberals all day long. Raging liberals. But I always applaud Republicans that are willing to go into enemy territory like this.
And not listening.
Hey, let's restore some order. Let's restore some order. Hey, let's restore some order.
So yelling at me is not going to get any answer, okay?
Hey.
Like I said, we're not going to yell.
Point of order. Hey, let's get through this. Congressman, hey.
Yeah. I've seen Game of Thrones too, thank you. Let's go ahead and move on because if you're not going to listen, to the answer, we might as well not discuss it, right? Do you want to hear the answer? If you stop yelling, I will answer. Otherwise, we'll move on.
These people are not looking for an answer. They're not looking to have a conducive conversation. They're not looking to get understanding. They're not looking to negotiate. They're not looking to do anything except for to show up and complain. And when you run into a situation like that, the best thing to do is to chill, remain calm, and then allow for them to basically eat themselves. And if they want to know the answer, then you be patient and you let them calm down. Otherwise, you just get through the session and then you go about doing whatever it is that you was going to do. But this is obviously a group of raging liberals. This is not even a question, not even a debate. These are not Trump supporters at all. They never voted for Trump. Nobody in this audience would be doing this or cheering this loudly if they voted for Trump. Absolutely not.
What are you going to do?
If you would stop talking for a second, I will answer your question, okay? So if you listen to what we've projected, and this goes both parties, by the way. This is a bipartisan problem. REINS Act, the REINS Act, which reins in executive power for both parties, whoever's in party power, and I think it could be tweaked actually to be much better. I don't think executive privilege should be as strong as it is. I think we're out of balance right now. I think your direct representation, whether you like me or not, I'm the closest thing you have to a representative. Your senator's not going to be as representative as me, and the president's not going to be as representative as me when it comes to you, the people in this district. Likewise, I think state government needs to be more powerful than federal government. It used to be that federal funds only made up 1/3 of the money spent, and states was 2/3. It's more representative of your money and your money spent. That's better. Always push government down to the local level because you'll get better representation. I don't want to see the president make all the decisions. I don't. I didn't want to see. Do you not want to hear that I just said?
He's given a comprehensive answer, and that basically he's saying that we should be more concerned with local politics than how you feel about whether or not, he said, long live the king, Trump, that is. And he's absolutely right. People don't participate in local elections. They care more about what is happening on a presidential level. And if it's not aligned with the time that presidents are running for office, then most people don't show up. As a matter of fact, it is historically low, especially in urban communities, that sometimes it's even less than 10% of the people that show up to the polls to vote. Sometimes even 5%, depending on how big the city is. But you should be more concerned with local elections than you are on what's happening on a national level. That's just the facts.
I answered it directly. I said, I don't want to see any president be too powerful.
Americans are deeply divided over Trump's first month back in office. About half say that he has overstepped when it comes to using presidential power, and about the same feel that he has gone too far in cutting federal programs.
Poll conducted by SSRS. I wonder how many people they polled and where they polled it. Very interesting.
Now is CNN's Renee Marsh and Washington correspondent for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Tia Mitchell. So I want to bring you in for some perspective and context here, Tia. The congressman and his staff seemed a little bit caught off guard by this backlash. Tell us more about his district and the people who live there and who were there at that meeting.
So Rich McCormick's district is a pretty red district. It voted for Trump by about 20%. Above how the district voted for Kamala Harris. However, last night's town hall was held in Roswell, which is a suburb of Atlanta. It's North Fulton County. It's one of those towns that has increasingly become more Democratic as more and younger families have moved to that part of the state. So I think that even though his district is pretty red, he went to an area that was bluer. He went to an area that is less, Trumpy overall. And I think that was reflected a little bit in the turnout for this particular town hall.
And that's where you get it, right? When you start to understand the context, again, raging liberals want to paint a narrative and they want to say, oh man, look at it. This is a Republican district. This is a Republican town. No, that's not true. It is a part of the town where people are absolutely positively Kamala Harris supporters, Biden supporters. They did not vote for Trump. A lot of younger families and people are moving over there. As people get older, a lot of times, sometimes they turn into raging liberals depending on what their lifestyle is. And so when he was answering these questions or listening to the questions, you got to understand the audience and the context. And when people are rooting and cheering and stuff like that, you already know what it is. You're basically in enemy territory. This is not a town hall so that the Congress member can better understand your needs on a local level, and then how it is that he can petition for you and what's best for the people that's inside of that city or even in his district. This is an opportunity for them to get their rocks off, and so that's what you're seeing happening. Make sure you, again, tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. That's why I like to research myself. When y'all send me these videos, I like to research myself to better understand exactly what's going on before I just go ahead and say, oh my God, look at it, it's crazy, the sky is falling. No, I know what it is, and I know what the plan is, and I know what the play is, and so that's what we're paying attention to. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.